Jambo, everybody, and welcome to this week's episode of the Disney Dining Show. I am Ryno, and joining me for this delicious episode, we have Dreams Unlimited travel agent Hannah Anderson, and her very young son, Owen, is also going to be dining with us. I am here at Disney's Animal Kingdom, currently standing in the Africa Pavilion. Today, we are going to be doing some character dining at Tusker House. Now, I have been here once before, and it was years and years and years ago. I think Hannah's been here more recently than me, but I am really excited to do this. This has been pretty high up on my list of things we've been wanting to do for the dining show. Actually, I think we've had it on the list for almost a year at this point. So I'm excited to have finally made it out here. I can't wait to get in there and try all of this this food, this unique offerings. I don't even really know what's on the menu. I don't know any of that stuff, but we're gonna go over all of it. We're gonna tell you all the food. We're gonna tell you the pricing. We're gonna tell you about what characters you can meet and what the experience is like, show you inside of the restaurant and all of that fun stuff that you've come to expect here at the Disney Dining Show. But before we do that, I want to remind everybody that this and everything that we do here is brought to you by Dreams Unlimited Travel. They are experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney vacation, and when you book with them, it costs you nothing extra on your trip. You help support the channel and all of the content that we produce here. So check them out, dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, for a free, no obligation quote on your next Walt Disney World vacation today. It is also brought to you by our Patreon supporters. Hello out there, Patreon supporters. We couldn't do this without you. If you want to learn more about how you can get exclusive content from different members of the Diz team like Hannah or myself, you can head over to patreon.com/DizUnlimited. Now that I have said all of that, I think we are just going to roll in and get started on this dining review because Hannah's getting a little hangry. I know Owen's hungry. He always wants a dessert. I'm sure there's plenty of desserts to be had in here, so we're going to get inside and get this started. You ready to eat?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it. Well, after that intro, we're not actually in the restaurant right now because I feel like, and we'll talk about it a little bit, while we were in there, we were kind of bombarded by the characters so frequently and so much that I was like, you know what? I don't want to start recording
Give them some
this.
Space, yeah.
And have them come over.
We'd like some space, yeah.
And so I think we'll just like take you through the experience, the pricing, the restaurant, things like that, and then show it to you if you're watching this as we go, and if you're not watching this, then we'll tell you all about it.
We'll describe it in detail. You didn't ask for.
Excruciating detail.
So detailed. Be like you're there.
Well, first things first. So we are hanging out. If you're looking for a quiet area in the park to just digest a little bit, we're between Harambe Market and the Dawa Bar. You know, right across from the drums, which immediately doesn't sound like it's a quiet area. But there's no real. The background music is very light over here.
Yeah.
And it's not super busy.
It's like beautiful over here.
Yeah.
These are like the little nooks and crannies of Animal Kingdom. I'm like, this really is a pretty part.
Yeah.
Like I don't slow down and appreciate it enough.
It's somewhere where I'm like, man, I really wish I could have brought my computer and like hang out here.
Well, especially the weather's so nice today. Today is the day for that. So you know what I really want to do is like set up a hammock somewhere back here and just take like a casual 4-hour nap because I'm
that'd be the call
full.
On the security thing is like we got a hammock.
we got a nap.
We got a hammock in Africa. Well, that's where I'm going to start. Tusker House, located in Africa in the Animal Kingdom, Disney's Animal Kingdom. We did lunch, and you know. Is it the same price for lunch as it is for dinner?
That's like kind of a not new thing, but newer thing at Disney, where if it's a buffet restaurant or like a prefix menu, typically lunch and dinner are the same price.
Okay, so it was $64 per adult for lunch, and then it was $42 for a child under 10.
Yep.
And there was an annual pass holder discount. First things first that people asked for. Only 10%. We should have went when it was like the 50. That was like not too long ago as recording this, but so always make sure you're checking that if you're an annual pass holder or something like that, or you know one.
Disney Visa?
Yeah.
Usually gets 10% too.
And that was all before tax and tips. So remember that as well. We'll give you the total of that in the end here. So first and foremost, at Tusker House, you're going to find it behind the Dawa Bar, between Dawa Bar and the Festival of the Lion King area. I guess it has a bunch of, it's a pretty wide open restaurant with, I'd say there were like 1, 2, 3, like 4 or 5 different sort of themed rooms, very similar to how you see Animal Kingdom themed outside in Africa, I feel like.
Yeah, that's true.
We were in kind of the, I don't know, right off of the food room which was nice.
I feel like I would say 75% of the times I've eaten there, I've been in that room.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's close. It's so close to the buffet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it is some pretty unique, African-inspired options in there, and I think we should actually probably take a look at the food offerings that we had during our lunch, and then we'll break it down and tell you, I think, some favorites and highlights.
Oh yeah.
Okay, I think the easiest way to do this is just sort of like take you through the food. So over here there are these
Curry corn cakes, and then there's za'atar naan in the back there.
and then this says it's honey rosemary roti, and then there's a potato masala in the back there, and then all comes with an apricot raisin blatchang, whipped butter, tomato chili blatchang, coriander chutney. So you got all your sauces over here. There is like a salad bar over here where you can get some fresh fruit, ham, turkey, and cheese cubes. And then you can continue making the rest of that with the salad, or just eat it alone if you want. But over here they have some salad greens. There is some sliced onions. There's shredded carrots, tomatoes, cucumber, chickpeas, feta, and croutons. You can make yourself a handsome salad in here. And then for sauces, we have house-made ranch, peri-peri vinaigrette, coconut curry vinaigrette, and a watermelon feta salad. We have some more salads. We have a couscous salad. There is a carrot salad, and there's a lentil salad. And for the pickier eaters, over here we have some corn, broccoli, potatoes. There's some ketchup, and of course, look at this handsome mac and cheese. You can get house-made macaroni and cheese, meatballs, barbecue sauce to go with your chicken strips as well. There is some jasmine rice, Dora want chicken curry, and green curry shrimp. The next station has some couscous, braised beef tagine, I'm not sure how to say it, and then red, which is African stewed black-eyed peas. Moving down the food counter, we have the South African spiced cauliflower curry made without animal meat, dairy, eggs, and honey. Then we have the North African pilau, potato curry, carrot ginger soup, and then some cardamom granola to top off that. Next up we have the za'atar spice honey roasted plantains. Some more of that za'atar naan. The spicy North African meatballs. Rotisserie pork. And there's a little side serving of lobster. At the next station, you're going to find chermoula salmon, tandoori spiced rubbed rotisserie chicken, and they also have some tandoori sauce to go with that. And I believe this is a chimichurri sauce. One of the things calling my name since I walked into this restaurant is this South African French toast. You bet I'm going to get a giant scoop of this. At the dessert counter, you are going to find hummingbird cake. There is some guava mousse, a pâte de crème, spice rolled blondie, and look at this little pumpkin cheesecake tart. That is the cutest little tart I've ever seen. There are also some sugar cookies with sprinkles and a pineapple cupcake as well. Okay, so for me,
For you?
I feel like and I'm not being sarcastic here when I say this, I actually did not have a single bite of anything that I didn't really like.
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Normally at any buffet, I find a thing where I'm like, oh, I'm glad I tried it, but it wasn't for me.
Right.
But like literally any of the things I'd eaten, I could have gotten another scoop of. I think there was like one sauce I had I didn't like because it was like a sweet, and I thought it was going to be spicy.
Yeah, but I feel like none of it was like, ooh, this is bad. Because I feel like sometimes at buffet it's like quantity over quality, and I didn't feel like that was the case. Also, I feel like this is one of the rare times at a buffet where like I eat mostly protein, I mostly meat, and I normally don't do that. I feel like a lot of times I go like heavier on like sides or like veggies or whatever is like more of like the salad portion
Yeah.
of the buffet, and I went hot and heavy, and I'm paying for it now.
Yeah,
I got the meat sweats.
If you don't
It's-
leave full,
yeah.
then you've done something wrong, I feel like, in this experience.
Yes,
so.
I would agree.
Well, do you have some highlights that you want
Do I?
to put out there?
Yeah, so I basically, there were like 4 things that I got twice. Well, I guess it was 4.
That wasn't judgment in my in my voice.
Listen, we don't need to count buffet times.
Yeah.
3.
I went. I don't know if I can't remember.
No,
left
I
them.
went more than 2. I just went 2 for the entrees.
Yeah.
Okay. But first of all, we got to talk about that. Okay, so they have this mac and cheese there, and I would say most Disney buffets have mac and cheese. This was also in the kids section, so you know it's the kids section when it's a little bit lower, and you might see some chicken tenders up there.
And don't be afraid to go over there, because I always call it too, like, it's kids, but it's also like the safe eater.
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
there was, the broccoli, the chicken
yeah.
nuggets, but there were. You know what surprised me? There were meatballs,
Yeah.
and then there was like potatoes. So it wasn't like it wasn't just like French fries, chicken nuggets,
Right,
whatever.
gave your kids some options that
Yeah.
were a little less like, there weren't, something that wasn't curry or something with spice, like you said, safe choices. And I'll be honest, actually, I almost always get at least one item from the kids section.
I'd like to try
no
it
shame
just
in
to
that
know.
game.
Yeah.
Okay, but this mac and cheese they had there, and I had to zoom in on the description because I'm like, I was expecting to say like,
No.
mac and
it just
cheese
says-
straight from heaven.
Yeah.
It's homemade mac and cheese, and that it is. There is some precious grandma back there making her family recipe that's been passed down from generations to make that mac and cheese.
It was the kind that had because I had
Oh,
it,
man.
I had scooped it for Owen, who was with us during this dining thing.
Yes, yep.
Who and his was like the kind, I must have done it like right before they took it away, because when Hannah came up with her plate, it was like steaming, and I was like, oh, I gotta go back for that. But the kind that had like the skin on it.
Oh, yeah.
I love that.
I like you said that. It had like the little kind of like the cheese that had kind of given a little crust on the top.
Mm-hmm.
And then the best part was it was like both creamy and just like gooey cheesy, and it had the cheese pull. I gotta tell you, I think this is like maybe the best mac and cheese. I mean, I hate to say it might be the best mac and cheese I've ever had, or at least in recent memory. Like, I hurt myself on that mac and cheese.
I mean, I'm pretty sure it's the best one I've ever had at Disney.
oh, absolutely,
question.
hands down.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it better than Homecoming.
It was also
Not
the
to come
white.
for
I
Homecoming
think it was like
again,
white
but-
cheddar or something, because it was
Yeah.
a
It was
lighter
white
in
cheese,
color
it
instead of the
wasn't-
orange or yellow.
I like that, yeah.
There was a station literally like right next to that though too that I felt like was a highlight for me, that had some jasmine rice, and then it had this Dora Watt chicken curry and the green curry shrimp, and both of those.
Both of those were fire.
Both of those, yeah.
That's a whole reason to come to Tusker House, I feel like.
wasn't
Feel
even
strongly.
gonna get that green curry shrimp, because I'm not usually like a curry person.
Yeah.
But I am so happy it did, because the shrimp in this they were like bigger, they were thicker. The
But
sauce
they were
was
tender.
so good.
They weren't like
yeah.
chewy or
And
tough.
you got to do the scoop of the jasmine and then the scoop of the stuff on top of that.
or
but,
mac and cheese, we won't judge.
yeah, I did the chicken curry though. Both of those.
Oh my
both of those were
gosh.
outstanding.
The chicken curry actually I think was my favorite buffet item.
Yeah. And then I feel like, I mean, if there's another one that you can think of, please feel free to shout it out. My friend who is a character attendant here, he recommended this North African pilau, and that one is a vegan option, which is actually surprising, because I thought it had little cut up pieces of like a hammer or something like that in it. or
Oh,
something.
interesting.
But it was really good. It was just like, it was a nice rice, I guess. Like,
Yeah, I missed that one. I
yeah.
did try the carrot and ginger soup.
How was that? I
from
didn't
that
try. That's
section.
one of the things I
so
didn't
it
have.
called to me because they had just brought it out and they had this like
was
pretty
handsome,
design
yeah.
of it was a handsome soup, and it was good. It wasn't spectacular. Boma's got better soup, because
Okay.
I'll tell you something. They sometimes, I've heard Tusker House referred to as Boma Light, like it's like the cousin of Boma. So
I don't know. I haven't been a Boma enough to say that.
We'll fix that.
So we'll see.
Okay.
But I will say I did have the potato curry over here too, and that was another one that I was very surprised by that I really enjoyed. So maybe the curries are really where it's at. I didn't think I
Yeah.
was gonna like I'm not. Like I said, I'm not usually a curry person, but
see,
today
I am a curry
today I
person, so
was.
that's kind of good to know because I feel like curry can be kind of divisive sometimes.
There were also these Zatar spiced honey roasted plantains, and I go back and forth on plantains. Just because I'm not a sweet person, I like a spicy and a savory. These were really, really good.
Yeah.
I don't think they were like
So I don't know that za'atar spicy. I've had it on French fries and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's usually pretty subtle, I feel like.
Yeah.
Well, that honestly makes sense because so I love plantains. I love sweet plantains like Maduros. I can make myself sick on these. So I was like, well, I gotta try them, but I wasn't sure like how spicy it was gonna be, and that makes sense because it was more sweet and caramelized from the honey, and then it just kind of had like a subtle spice at the end of it.
Yeah.
It wasn't very, so I liked them.
Well, speaking of spicy, though, up there was the spicy North African meatballs, and
I didn't get any of those.
Okay, I got a scoop. I was a little nervous because it had green olives on it, and I was like, but then I'm also like, well, I'm fine with olive oil, so like, I just kind of scooped around it. I had one meatball with the sauce, and you know what? It was really, really good. I could see like there were like some red pepper, like crushed red pepper in there, and I was really happy about that. Yeah. So that was really good. There was a rotisserie pork next to that. I thought that was the slice I got was maybe just like a little overcooked.
Okay, I'm very happy that you did the research because I basically found 4 things I liked and was like, nope, I'm gonna hurt myself on these.
Oh, I tried to take a bite of as many things as humanly possible.
There you go.
And I will tell you, one of the absolute standout ones for me, and I think maybe my favorite item was this, the chermoula salmon. I wasn't sure it was salmon because it's very coated in like a seasoning, but it sits.
It's red.
Yeah. And that was the first thing I took a bite of here, and I think it was like pretty much the last thing I took a bite of too. So I got that, and that was so good. I got 2 pieces of that, so I ended up going back.
Excellent. And I was worried about this because the last time I went to Tusker House was, I think, like back in January or February. So it's been a little while. They changed the menu since then, and I used to love the salmon that was here before. I think they like smoked it in banana leaves, and that was always like one of my favorites, and I think it was like one of the things that was kind of known for. So when I saw that, I was nervous, but it was delicious. It was like almost exactly how I remembered it because it was like flavorful, not too spicy. It was cooked well. I enjoyed it. I could have eaten a lot of it.
I think it's wild. When we sat back here and we started this, there was like no sounds, and I'm kind of watching the kids play the drums out of the corner of my eyes, which was always funny to me.
Yeah.
But one of them was like just like 4 feet in the air coming down on the drum, and I was like, oh my
elbow
God.
drop.
So I've got an Olympic drummer out here today. If you're picking any of that up, but I'm considering it a little bit of the ambiance of Animal Kingdom. It wouldn't be it without it. But so next to the salmon, there was also this tandoori spice rubbed rotisserie chicken, which was fine. I felt like maybe the piece I grabbed wasn't like the best piece of chicken, just because it was like it didn't have a lot of meat to it.
Mine
I'm not
like
usually
fall off the bone, so I was kind of fighting it a little bit.
I'm not really a meat on the bone person, so if it doesn't fall off, I'm always like,
And the spice, it wasn't as flavor. It looks like it's like really seasoned.
Yeah.
It's like on a bed of rosemary.
It was deceivingly.
It was deceiving.
Yeah.
It was a little.
It did come. There was like a little bowl of like a tandoori sauce on the side. Excuse me, hiccup. I did really like that. I didn't even drink it.
We're just that full.
And there was this chimichurri with the salmon. I didn't think I even needed it either. I know you'll be like, oh, chimichurri, but you don't like cilantro. Blah. Watch yourself. There was another dip up there that was like a roti, but ROTI. But there is a place in Orlando called Hawkers, and Hawkers has roti, which is a really thin bread, and there wasn't, or at least that's what it is on their menu. But and it's incredible. Their dip and thing, and I thought it was gonna be like that. It was very different, so it took me for a loop. I will also say the naan was not typical naan. Naan I typically associate with being this like lighter, fluffier,
like airier.
Yeah, and I felt like the piece I grabbed today was like really crispy and well done, and maybe that's the difference there. And so, just something to remember. I feel like we have to talk about the dessert spread though, because this was like. Not only, I thought there was a good amount of desserts, but I was kind of shocked by a lot of them.
I know.
Did you have a favorite?
Obviously it's going to be the pumpkin, pumpkin cheese tart. I was going to say cheesecake, I guess that's...
I don't know. I feel like it could have been a cheesecake and they left it out, that word out.
It was creamy, you know. It reminded me of that, but we both really loved it because it looks like a typical Disney dessert with the almost like a
the
pre-made
torte.
shell, the torts, and then
and you're
they
always,
put some
and
yeast in
I don't know
there.
about you, but for me, I always feel like that shell is the worst part.
It's like too much. It's
Yeah.
always like too hard, and
And today it was like, I felt like it was
graham
like,
cracker.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, it felt like it tasted like fall. It was delicious. I'm obviously assuming that's seasonal, and that's too bad because it was good.
I know it was one of the prettiest desserts I've seen,
Yeah.
like on a display.
Yeah, had a little sugar pumpkin on it.
I did also have one of the little tiny pineapple cakes, cupcakes.
yeah.
You said it tasted like a Dole Whip.
Straight up.
Yeah, and it was tiny.
It tasted like I don't remember where they used to have it, but there used to be, I think at the Polynesian, maybe they still have it, the Dole Whip cupcake, and it tasted just like that. So I like that it was something more unique.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have just served a buttercream cupcake with sprinkles.
Well, I thought the guava mousse was nice too, a nice
liked it.
touch.
Yeah.
It was not my favorite thing, but I also knowing going into it, I don't love
I like guava.
I was
Yeah,
like kind of.
I was a fan.
But I will say what was shockingly good is this hummingbird cake that was over
I
here.
didn't get it because I didn't know if it had any tree nuts in it. I was a
Oh,
little leery
okay,
of that.
yeah.
But hummingbird cake, because cream cheese frosting?
I don't think there was, but yeah.
Okay.
Listen, anything that's a delivery for cream cheese frosting, I'm all in for it.
Yeah.
I know I had this thing and you didn't, but I had been looking for it since the second I walked in. I saw it out of the corner of my eye. There was a South African French toast, which is basically just like a big pot of this like bread pudding. And if you've been watching the show or listening to the show for a while, you know I love bread pudding. And this thing
And tres
did
leches.
tres leches, bread pudding. Very similar in design too. I feel
Milk.
like one's the cold, one's the hot. Yeah,
Yeah, there you go.
One's denser, one's lighter. But
yeah.
I think it was outstanding. I think it had just the nice, the texture in it was perfect. It was just the right amount of sweet. It really had that thing where the cake was like the right consistency and amount of like dense and
Nice.
I want to say wetness because I'm not going to say the other word.
But you know it. You love it.
Yeah. So all in all, I felt like there were some really great options for food wise and dessert. And but it wasn't overwhelming.
No.
I do think that if you are with somebody that's a very much like a white rice, I don't know how to put this.
Pickier
ham and
eater.
cheese,
Yeah.
no condiments sort of person. The white rice, boiled chicken sort of person.
Ooh.
It might not be for them, but
Yeah.
it also I found it to be incredibly approachable. You just have to go in and be like, oh, I'm going to try it, and the worst case scenario, I don't like it, and I move on because it's a buffet.
Yeah.
So I thought all the food was really approachable, and honestly, I truly, even though I know we had marks here and there, but there was nothing in there where I was like, this was terrible, I wouldn't eat it again or recommend it.
I would.
Nothing.
Yeah, I know. And I think that, we talked about like the kids section had like a nice variety. I think it's a great place if you maybe have a mix of both in your party. Like you have, kids, or you have maybe pickier eaters, and then you have more, I think you can make it work with a group. I think there's enough diversity there. But like I said, not overwhelming.
I just think it's a buffet. It's kind of shocking to me because I feel like a lot of times these buffets don't deliver on the food is like, oh, it's buffet food, but you're always like, well, it's the the characters that make up for it. This is a character buffet, so obviously I feel like we need to mention the character interactions there so we were in this restaurant, and the one other time I've been to this restaurant, it was years and years ago, and the review is on this channel somewhere. I went with Steve Porter, our friend here, and it was crowded. I remember it being crowded. I remember being exciting, and the characters came around, and we were like really far in the back of the restaurant in like a corner. This time, the restaurant was, pretty empty.
We were home court. Yeah, we had the place ourselves.
And so I feel like every 2 minutes a character was coming over. First of all, you're wondering what characters you can meet over here.
Oh, yeah.
We had Mickey, Donald, Daisy, and Goofy.
Yep.
4 characters. The character interaction, I think, was outstanding.
Oh yeah, it was. And I feel like even though this is the most quiet I've ever seen it, I feel like it's pretty consistent. I've never had a bad character interaction here. But they were going above and beyond. I mean, I know they were like there frequently, but they were like getting creative with it. Like they were like doing dance moves with Owen, and Owen had a new bubble wand, and they were playing with him with it.
I mean, they did the autograph. He has an autograph book. They autographed his hat.
They autographed his
it was
hat.
just like
It was a whole thing. Yeah.
And it wasn't like, oh, we spent time with this one person at your table, we're not going to spend time with the other 2.
No.
They came around to us. They
we
did
got
pictures.
photos, yeah.
And they just were constantly there the whole time. It wasn't one of those
those. In fact, that's why I was saying it was so overwhelming. Where I was like, we have to go outside to record this video because if we start this video at any point, they're going to come up and we'll have to do the small talk with them. But we'd been there. I mean, we were in there for like at least an hour and a half, if not more.
It felt like a long time.
Yeah, and it was at the point where we're like, well, we know Hannah's biography has been written since we sat here.
Oh, I was having really in-depth conversation with all these characters. Yeah.
And it was truly outstanding, I think, in terms of that. And then they do like a little dance at one point, and they try to get
like
people to come up. Owen wasn't having it most of the time.
Yeah, I've learned that. I think Owen's from the Footloose town. No dancing. Okay?
Goofy wasn't. Goofy got him into it for a second, and I could see him smirking. But I thought that was great. I thought our service was great. Our server Jax was really good. The character attendants.
It's
Jazz. Sorry.
Yeah.
Adam, the character attendant that was in there was very attentive and stuff. So I feel like the service was really good as well. It is a buffet, so there's an element of like you kind of are your own service, but they all work together really well. I think the time of day we were at with basically nobody in there and everything, because I also want to talk about the ambiance of it. I feel like if it was full, I can definitely see it being like too overwhelming for me. But I think with it being like empty, I was like, oh, this is great. But it also felt almost like pressure. It was a lot of pressure on you, and it was like, okay, I'd like after we were in there for at least like I think 30 minutes before we even were able to get food because it was like one character after another.
Yeah.
So that is not that's a compliment to how well the character interaction was going and nonstop, and they were really into it. So I really appreciated that. But the ambiance of the restaurant itself, it is what
it's okay. I think when it is full, it gets
could
loud.
Probably be pretty loud,
But it's still cozy because it's like lots of dark woods and but there's also windows out into the park, so atmosphere's good, nothing spectacular.
Yeah.
You're there for the characters and for the food, and they're in their safari outfits. Very cute.
Yes, and take notice of that too, because Donald had like a Dino Institute patch on him. He had the safari patch on him. He had a bunch, and he was showing us, so you can ask questions about that with them and everything. So our total, like I said, it was $64 for the adult, $42 for the kids. We got a 10% annual pass discount, so it was $17 off. That was all before subtotal and or before the tax. So after the tax and the discount, it came out to $162.95. But then with a 20% tip, which was $34, the total was $196.95, and that is a lot of money and a hard amount to swallow. But I also don't look at this, at least from my perspective, I don't have kids and stuff like that. I don't look at this as like, I thought the food was outstanding.
Yeah.
And when I say $64 a person, I'm kind of like, oh, I could see it, like the character and the buffet. And did I eat $64 worth of food? Yeah, I think I did, because it's unique food too.
Right. Well, and also,
I'm not getting that everywhere else in the park or anywhere in Walt Disney World.
No, and I ate I feel like I did it where I ate so much protein that I had beef, I had shrimp, I had chicken, I had all these different things.
Well, and sodas and soft drinks and sodas and lemonade, all that sort of usual stuff was included as well. So, I had a ginger ale, I had one of the pog juices, whatever they call it here.
Yeah, Jambo juice.
Jambo.
I said Jambo juice.
Hello juice, yeah.
Not the smoothie place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, for $64, I mean, there's no way of getting around the fact that it's expensive, but you are getting to meet how many characters? 5?
4.
4 characters.
Wait, Mickey, Donald, Daisy, and Goofy. 4.
And I thought the interactions.
Pluto thrown in? Yes, but that's okay.
I thought the interaction obviously was very special. So when you think about otherwise like getting in line to meet each one of those characters, I get it. It's almost like buying a lightning lane and a really good lunch.
Well, and I never felt rushed.
No.
Which was nice, because I've been to buffets, I feel like I've felt very rushed.
Yeah, where they're like kind of
the turnover is part of it and stuff, and I don't know. I there's something. Which do you prefer? You don't have to have a definitive answer. But do you prefer face character or fur character?
Fur.
In a dining situation,
or
just
situation.
In general? Oh, in any situation, because you can kind of just walk away and say whatever you want, and the conversation's done. I feel
it's like too much pressure. I don't know. I haven't done a face character meal in a long time. But I gotta tell you, pre having Owen, character meals really kind of made me anxious.
Yeah.
And they do a little bit still, but now I can be like, get up there, dance, monkey dance, like entertain.
Well, we were getting to my tipping point on this one because I was kind of like, okay, I want to go because they keep coming. Like, and I don't mean it in a bad way. I just mean it in a way where literally I feel like we gave them our life story, and Goofy was kind of like, "Where's your hat?" Like, and I was like, "I'm gonna go buy it right now," because I think it is really cool that Donald basically asked, "Do you want me to sign this hat?"
That was cool,
because he
and I
signed the
hadn't
book,
thought of that,
and
but
I was like,
really special.
And I think it makes the hat look really cool too now with the signature on it, because I do have a baseball Mickey. It's like a black Mickey hat with the Mickey ears, and on the side it's got his signature like embroidered. Yeah. It's how it came. But I'm like, oh, that's really cool to be able to personalize your souvenirs.
Sappy story, and I'll make it quick. My first character meal I ever had at Disney World was Restaurantosaurus, and it was Donald's Restaurantosaurus breakfast. And my one souvenir I got was a plush Donald, and he signed the foot of it. So it's kind of cool to come. Yeah. I mean, it's not kind of cool. It's very cool to come back with my son and we're at Animal Kingdom and a character meal, and he's signing his hat. And
that is really cool.
It's cool. Those are, any personalized souvenir I think is really special, especially when you get it home.
Well, and I feel like we, not that this is that show, but saving a buck, bring a white T-shirt and have them all sign it.
Yeah.
Or buy your souvenir shirt ahead of time, knowing you're going to do that.
I've seen people sign water bottles. And there's
that's
lots
a
of really
good idea.
Yeah, lots of really good ideas.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we said the price, we said the character interactions, we told you we love the food. I think it comes down to, would we recommend this? I think absolutely.
100%.
Honestly, I think this, judging by what the level, we have a very impatient person with us, and we're wrapping it up right now. He's our producer today.
Wrap it up.
Yeah. I'm the executive producer. I used to be an associate producer, and this is our junior producer.
Yeah, junior producer
entry.
to the executive producer. Yeah.
We've said price. We've said character interaction. We've said there's excellent service over here. All the cast members, they're great. Shout out to the one that said she watched the show, whose name I cannot remember while I'm recording this because I'm an awful person.
We're in a food coma. We're doing the best we can.
We're doing the best we can. Mm-hmm. I think this is a really fun experience. I've been given a tip that I want to say is you should shoulder the meal, or whatever the expression is. You need to book the latest lunch reservation or the latest breakfast reservation, and they'll let you go in and they will let you stay through the change, so you get both.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I found out about it last night.
Okay, so I have attempted that and never been able to do it. So
I'm assuming that's the hardest reservation to get, but literally the cast members in there said it, and people who watch the show gave me the tip last night. Shout out to Diane. But I was like, never even thought of that. So I would recommend it personally. Yeah. Would you recommend it?
Oh my gosh, yeah, I definitely would. I've never been for breakfast. And
I've never been for breakfast, and I'm curious. I'd have to look up pricing and stuff. So we might have to circle back to this for a fun breakfast. Yeah. I think we need to do, when we come back though, we really do have to be totally dressed, pick the character, and we each have to
it does play into the interaction.
Assigned with it at least somehow.
That's true.
Add
we
a
all
little
have
something,
our favorites
something.
there.
Yeah. But I think this is really a do not miss dining location at Disney's Animal Kingdom. I think at Walt Disney World in general.
I do too. I think it's a great character meal that offers a different menus, a little bit calmer.
I have gotten criticized recently about saying that I like everything at Disneyland. I don't like anything at Walt Disney World, and I said, well, that's not true. I think Walt Disney World has some great offerings. We do have Epcot. We have Animal Kingdom. First and foremost, I think, is one of the best themed parks that Disney has ever created. It's very intricate, and I think this is one of the best offerings as well. And this goes hand in hand, where it's very unique and is not replicated in other areas of Walt Disney World. Yeah. So I do think that if you are considering a character dining experience on your vacation, why not do this one? Because Mickey, Donald, Daisy, and Goofy, you've got almost the whole Fab Five right there. So it's kind of like you got the big cheese himself.
I know, and you can get good, unique food.
Yeah.
And there is really good food in Animal Kingdom, but this also gives you a reprieve from the heat and the summertime and things like that. So no, it's a 10 out of 10 for me.
I think Hannah, I'm not sure if she said it on camera, but she did say, this is the benefit of if maybe you're staying on property somewhere. This might be the thing to come and do that shoulder, that lunch, that breakfast to lunch, and then nap time for the rest of the day, or do a to like a
I'm
party or
telling
Disney
you,
Springs at
yeah,
night or
I'm
something.
ready
Yeah,
to-
I'm
yeah,
like,
I'm ready to nap,
I'm
for
ready to take
sure.
your scooter out of you.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah. Give me a
I'll put on your sidecar attachment. That's right.
I think that's all there is to say. I mean, I
great.
honestly, this was a great meal. Great.
Yeah.
I'm glad that we came with Owen. It was really cool to get that experience, seeing
Yeah.
a younger kid interact with these characters, but how that experience went for them. And
Yeah.
he was all about those desserts. And he
Yeah.
wanted that. He did eat a couple bites of the mac and cheese and the chicken nuggets. I do
That's
see the
such a-
struggle, though, of like
it
a
is.
3-year-old and being like,
Right.
you paid all that money and they really didn't eat anything.
Right, and you never, I mean, I feel like, at least with his age, it's like you never know. He's hot and cold with food.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, he'll probably eat me out of house and home.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, yeah.
But today, he was, you know,
It's
but he
tough.
had a good time. Also, one other quick thing is, I find, especially like this age, it's easier for him to meet a character like that because they're coming up to him. For him at least, it seems less intimidating than like doing a character meet and greet and like waiting in line and then they're
Yeah,
standing there
yeah.
to like waiting for you to greet them. This sometimes is like a little bit more like playful and we get like better photos.
That's
and better
a really good
interaction.
point. I
don't
think
know.
it feels a little more natural, a little more like,
Yeah,
a little
right.
more
It's less
the
intimidating.
romanticized version of Disney where you're like, oh, they're here and they exist here
Yeah.
and they live here and here we are and they're coming to see us to say like, hey, thanks for being here.
Right, exactly. It felt that way.
It's
Yeah.
something way more inviting about it. That's a really interesting perspective on dining, character dining in general, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, really good point. So I think that is going to do it for this episode of the Disney Dining Show. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you, Hannah. Thank you, Owen,
Thank you, Owen.
for dining with us. If you are listening to this, please don't judge us based on all that drumming. I can't help that. If you're watching this on YouTube, hit that thumbs up. Leave some comments about where you'd like to see us go next. It can be character dining. It could be lounges. It can be snack attacks. All that stuff. I'm getting called off by our junior producer, so I really
Yeah,
gotta
he said he's
be a
watching
little
TV.
quicker.
We need to
he's
calm it
watching
down.
TV. Yeah, so we need to
please dial it down.
All right, could we no talking, texting, or posting while watching this thing? But yeah, thank you to all. If any of the servers or character attendants or anybody sees that out there, you were absolutely phenomenal. 10 out of 10s. Phenomenal is my new. It's like my
Yeah.
wicked version of a word.
Yeah, there you go.
If,
Galinda.
yeah. If you are listening to this, rate and review the podcast, and of course your input's always welcome as well as where to go. And if anybody feels more comfortable, you can send us an email, podcast@disunlimited.com, with suggestions, topics, tips, tricks, different styles, whatever you want. We want to cater this content to help you plan a better Walt Disney World vacation. Don't forget about those experts over at Dreams Unlimited Travel that can help you the best. That is going to do it for this episode of the Disney Dining Show. Stay hungry, everybody.
Yummy, yummy.